MCM Liverpool Comic Con. How are you guys this morning?
How are you?
We have two.
Everybody's obviously really
I
asleep.
know.
How are you
Everyone's
guys this
nervous,
morning? Oh my God.
Wake up!
Hello.
Say hello to our guests, Andrew Lee Potts and Hannah Spearritt.
Hello.
That's more like it. That's more like it. So how are you guys doing so far?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
I know it's early on the Saturday, but are you enjoying yourselves so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Still early, but yeah. It's great to be in Liverpool and doing MCM in Liverpool.
Is this your first Liverpool Comic Con?
It is, yeah. I think you've had Comic Cons before, but not MCM,
No, this
is
the
that
first
right?
MCM one
Yes.
in
Yeah,
Liverpool.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Which is
MCM
great.
obviously is the best one. So
Of course. And I'm so happy to see you guys together. I'm a huge Primeval fan, and I'm sure that there are lots of Primeval fans out there. So we have to start off by going, do you miss it?
Oh, absolutely. Like, Primeval was one of the best jobs that I've ever done in my career. So I hold a special place in my heart for it. And yeah, I do get a bit sentimental sometimes by looking at pictures and go, oh, yeah. And oh, there we are.
Me
There we
out
are.
of focus in the background as usual.
I'm a bit
Story
out of
of my
focus
life.
too. But it was just such a fun job. I mean, I just feel so lucky to be able to go to work every day and do something that I love. And this was just so different every day. Like, so, yeah.
I mean, you guys
You
must
could
have
never
had,
predict.
so you did so many episodes, and you did 5 seasons, and then obviously there was a spin-off. So yeah, going to work every day, you've got to have lots of stories, funny anecdotes. Do you remember anything particularly from those 5 seasons that happened?
Well, Jason.
Yeah, Jason Fleming, who came in and played Danny, he was quite entertaining just on a daily basis. In fact, his job, he'd probably take his job of being the entertaining person on set more seriously than doing the acting. But sometimes that was his job. Sometimes he'd come up and he'd be like, so we've got to explain the scene, and he'd be joking about so much that he'd come up at the end of the scene and go, okay, guys, what are we doing and what's going on? We're like, concentrate, Jason. But we've got some great stuff. He was always taking his trousers off in the middle of a scene, so...
Really?
Yeah, just to kind of...
That was
hot.
cool. That was cool. We went to
Oh, that was amazing.
Fuerteventura
Ventura.
Yeah.
and
That
stood on
was
some
great.
rocks.
And that was obviously when you'd gone through an anomaly.
It was a
It
good
was,
episode,
it
that. That's a really
was.
good episode for us, that.
And obviously, you know, that was your original team, and you lost.
yeah.
And you lost Stephen. You lost Cutter. One of the saddest scenes, I think, was when Cutter died in Connor's arms.
Yes.
And what was that like for you? I mean, because overall the show was quite. There was terrifying moments, but it was overall quite light, quite funny, and playing that scene, was that quite different for you?
Yeah, it was really sad. I mean, we were sad that Dougie was leaving the show, and I thought it's a funny one, isn't it? Because you know the fans are going to be shocked. It kind of helps the show and the fact that you go, in the drama, you don't know anybody could go. If he's going to go, then anybody could go. And but you know, he was our leader, and you know.
I think Andrew and Dougie, they just played it out so well. It was such a tear-jerking moment, almost.
Absolutely.
Like you say, like the show on a whole. What I think worked about it is that it is light-hearted and there's comedy in it. But when that happened, it was a big blow as well in terms of losing our lead in general. You know, even though the drama was great and the scene was played so well, to lose Dougie was such a big thing for us.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was quite honoured in a way as well when we got the scripts through, because obviously we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
They don't tell us. They give us little hints of this might be happening and that might be happening, but it all changes. Then you get the script through and you're like, oh, and I was really honoured that, you know, they put me with him and they give us the moment of me carrying him out, even though it was really heavy. It was, I don't know. It's like, oh yeah, just carry this fully grown man out like 60 times. You're right, Dougie. Yeah. And Dougie Henschel is not he's a very
small
proud
man,
man.
is
No,
he?
he's a very
No.
proud man as well.
No.
So it was a very awkward situation. Going, now I lift you up like a baby. But you know, it was good. It was. So I was honoured to be in that scene, and yeah, it was a sad episode. So.
Well, do you think that was a turning point? Because not only did the show change and you had new characters, but I think your characters kind of grew up a little bit then as well.
Yeah, I think we had to grow up because we were able to be such kids when Dougie was around, or Cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we felt like we had to step up then because we had been in it from the beginning, and obviously new people were going to be coming in, and we knew the ropes. So yeah, we felt like we should finally grow up, even though it's an impossibility.
Speak for yourself. I don't think I ever grew up in it.
No, I don't think you did. Abby did a little bit.
And then I loved it at the end. Obviously, at the end of season 3, you guys go through anomaly and you get stuck in the. I'm going to say this wrong. The crustacean period. Is that right? Cretaceous period.
Cretaceous. Yeah.
And I know it's really hard. Well, I was going to ask you, like, how hard was it to say all those big dinosaur names and Latin words?
It takes me like forever to kind of learn words like that, but fortunately, it was all down to Connor having to say it.
I mean, I'm the worst as well. Like, I barely stick to the script in the best of times. So, in fact, when I went for the audition for Connor, I went in and met Scylla Ware, who's our first director, and I went in and I got a thing back from my agent. Went, they really loved you, but they didn't believe anything you said because you pronounced everything wrong. So I had to go back in and try. I didn't do any better the second time, apparently. But
do you remember that day in the woods when you had to list off about 10 million dinosaurs?
Yeah. It was hard, and yeah, being that technical guy, kind of got that was kind of tough. But we couldn't even say anomaly at the start. I couldn't say an anomaly like that. I mean, I'm a practiced person at it now, but I couldn't. That's a Giganotosaurus.
Wow.
Everyone else is like, it's a T-Rex.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So you know the words now. And that was one of the things about you guys together, is that you were the brains and you were more the brawn of the couple.
Brains here.
And no brawn here.
But together we're fantastic.
You did. You worked really well together. And I have to ask, so like playing with all those dinosaurs in real life, how do you think you'd react if you came upon a killer creature? Just like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably rabbit in the headlights,
Yeah,
kind of like.
I think like everybody looks on the show. Really, I don't think I'd be half as brave as Connor and Abby are in the show. You know, it's surprising they take to it very quickly. You know, we have that one episode at the start going, "Wow, this is amazing! It's the best thing I've ever seen." Until the next episode, you're like, "Yeah." So that's quite a good.
That was an awesome sound, actually.
To do that with it.
Sounded a little bit lightsabery there.
Can you imagine?
Oh my god, that'd be like the perfect dinosaur culling weapon, wouldn't it? But you guys got those big EMP guns in.
That's it there, yeah.
There it is, yeah. I think it's sort of season 3 time.
Connor's got a gun.
And did you suddenly go, finally, we have some brilliant weapons?
Yeah, I mean, the reason that came about is because it's very, very expensive to have. We started with, you have an armory, you have to have permission, you have to have police on set. So to get around that, when we went to shoot in Dublin, they decided to make our own versions of the tranquilizer guns, which was these EMPs. What was it called? EMDs. EMPs. Yeah. So they kind of made these guns, but yeah, the art designer on it was amazing. The work they did, some of the stuff they used as well to make the show look very cool and sci-fi. You wouldn't, I'm talking like stuff from IKEA turned upside down and glued together. Honestly, it's very clever stuff. So
that sounds. I mean, it certainly looked good in the arc, especially when it's sort of redone and Jess entered. It looked so cool.
Yeah. When we came back and saw the arc for the first time.
That was one of my favorite bits about the show, was just kind of the arc and the kind of cool, the bits that I could geek out over.
Yeah.
It looked so expensive as well, didn't it, the arc?
Yeah. And so I have to ask, Hannah, S Club 7, I was a huge fan, and I think the last time that we spoke, you just done the reunion on BBC Children's in Need, which was amazing, and you were just about to go off on your reunion tour. So how did that go?
It was fantastic. I had a great time on it. We had to change a lot of the dance moves because, we're a bit older now.
A bit less flexible.
But the set was fantastic and the response was amazing, because that was something I was a bit fearful about, was that we'd go out there and either not sell any tickets and it'd just be a vast amount of nothing.
Was it hard
or
to get...
they just wouldn't be into it. But it was what we hoped for, which was the people that were really good fans, that when we were actually in our heyday, having grown up. So they were singing all the words, and that feeling just felt incredible.
Did you
And it
have
was
sort of
really
people
nice.
coming back going like reach for the stars and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
and
we were doing the whole crowd. We're doing the moves and everything, and yeah, I just never expected it. I just never expected it to go down so well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really glad I did it. Really, really happy, and we got on like a house on fire. Got on way better than we did before. I think we learned to accept each other's differences.
Yeah.
This time.
Well, speaking of reunions, I would love to see you guys again working together. Is that a possibility?
I don't know. I mean,
don't know. Is
we
it,
don't know
Andrew?
about. I guess if Primeval was to come back, I think it could. I do.
I think I like a Christmas special or something
Yeah,
would be
that'd be cool.
amazing.
But yeah, never say never, right? I think Abby and Connor might maybe see each other again. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be cool if they did in some sort of special, or like they might revisit it. We'll see. We shall see. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I really hope they do. So I'm going to throw it out to the fans now. If you guys have any questions, stick your hands up and we'll get on to you. Okay, so over here.
Cheers. Hi guys. So obviously you worked a lot with special effects and visuals. Did you find that quite difficult? Was it like your first experience, working with that extensive level of visual effects, or was it quite hard? Did you find it difficult?
I was quite lucky in a sense that a lot of my CGI work was done with Rex, and they had an animatronic version of Rex. So whenever I was doing scenes, I was helped out somewhat because I could use him. The faraway creatures, all we had to do was just make sure when we were in a group, make sure we were all looking at the same place, because otherwise that's going to look a bit dodgy. And also make sure we're kind of like reacting the same amount of reaction, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it was, for me, it was something to get used to, but kind of got used to it. And great when you see it all in the, put together in the end and everything like that. I've got a few dodgy scenes where I look at and I'm like, no, I'm reacting way too much.
Which is like that.
I think with I know which
It was hard because sometimes, you give you would react ridiculously, but you have to tone it down because it's on the telly and you just look like a scaredy cat. But we were learning as we went, and also we had nothing. What we were trying to achieve in Primeval. Doctor Who, for instance, they had a lot of practical things, and maybe less CGI. And Doctor Who, the reboot, had only kind of just started when Primeval did. So we didn't really have much on British television to compare it to. And they were saying, we're going to try and make what you'd see on the movie screen, on a TV screen. So we were learning and trusting each other with us and the CGI people. And as we developed, then suddenly their confidence developed of how to do it. And then suddenly you've got Merlin. You've got all these other shows who are all doing it, and now I guess you go into a show, you go, you're going to have CG this, CG that, and you go, oh, right, that's cool, because I've seen it on the telly and it works. But we didn't have that. So we literally were like, is this going to work? Is it going to look good enough? But they were amazing. The Mill were fantastic who did the first
It was
effect.
great to see how the CGI progressed as well, because obviously we, expanded over like 5 series. So over that time, it just...
It did.
Yeah.
And I think it certainly probably paved the way as well for some of those shows. So we have no more fan questions at the moment, but we certainly have some questions for you guys because we are at Comic-Con. So we have to ask, if you were going to cosplay, who would you dress up as?
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Only because I've just seen it and it was really good.
And the Red Spardex.
Pandora. Yeah.
Brilliant. I think both costumes would be great for you guys. Is there one more question over here? Oh, okay.
I was going to ask if you had a favourite creature or monster on the show. Like, just what did you like?
The future predator. Yeah, I just thought it was from the get-go when they designed it and they showed us the pictures. We were like, oh, it's genuinely really something out of a horror film. And I thought the episodes with it that they had it in, it just got better and better and better. And they just like to the zombie future predators at the end. I just thought it was a really good kind of, enemy for our show that kept coming back. So yeah, and obviously Rex was.
Yeah, and that would be my fave, just because the sounds that the effort that they put in, well, the amount of thinking that they put into his little idiosyncrasies and his movements and the sounds that he made, I just thought was epic.
They had to make him like, they made him a bit like a dog, in his little reactions, just so. But no, it was dog, cat. It was all the kind of cute things. They made it sound a little bit like a dolphin with its little clicking. You know what I mean? It was like any cute thing. We'll just roll it into Rex, and then make him fly. So, off he goes.
Okay, so
he's here somewhere.
Flying around up the rafters.
Around somewhere.
Well, finally, we have to ask you: Batman versus Superman. Who do you think will win?
Deadpool.
You're just coming at the end and just kill everyone.
Oh, it's got to be Batman for me, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm interested to see the film. They've made the whole thing with the Batman suit, though. Obviously, they've made him like he's massive.
It's huge, yeah.
So I don't know. Obviously, there's a reason for that, and they've obviously gone. We're going to have to make him physically more powerful, right? To even because he's I mean. Obviously, Batman's muscly, but you can't really compete with Superman. I'm really into it now, aren't I? I'm going to shut up.
I'm going to go Superman just because Andrew went Batman.
So it'll be both of you, a Superman versus Batman then, basically. Okay, so we do have a competition for you guys watching at home. Do you guys want to talk about that?
I don't know about
No,
it.
we don't know that.
I have no idea. Do you know about it?
No. So essentially, we have some Batman versus Superman stuff to give away. If you guys want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, MyMBuzz. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, and you will have to just answer a simple question, and you will be up for winning some stuff.
What she said.
And there will be some signed stuff from our guests.
Oh yeah.
That
We're all
now
over
you
it.
remember.
We're all
Now
over
you're
it,
on it.
obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't forget to do that. Stay tuned to MyMBuzz channel, and we have lots of more panels coming up for you. And thank our guests, Andrew Lee Potts and Hannah Spearritt.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Thank you.